Firstly, I would like to thank CryptoWave for having me here. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Super happy to be here. So my name is Waseem Salim. I am the community manager for the Algorand Foundation for the UK, but I also manage the European community as well. Being a layer one blockchain, developers are very important to us. You know, developers, entrepreneurs, builders. We work on developer outreach activations. Also, we have many projects on the Algorand blockchain. I account manage them as well. So any needs that they perhaps have, we keep in touch on a very close basis with our projects that are building on the Algorand blockchain. Also, we look into the digital strategy side of things for the foundation. That will be on Twitter, Telegram, Discord, and so forth. So there are a couple of the things that I do on a daily basis. Also, for example, in Europe, in every single, well, not every single country, but the majority of the countries in Europe, we have our community champions, ambassadors, who basically showcase Algorand, what we are, what we do. They also carry out digital activations for us and in real life events as well. So I'm going to give you a bit of an introduction to the blockchain, a bit of history to it, and who's the founder of the Algorand blockchain. Who was the person that had the vision for this blockchain? That is Silvio Macali, an Italian professor who studied at MIT, and he is working at MIT as a professor. So he's been in the cryptography industry in the past 30 years or so. So he's regarded as one of the forefathers, the OGs of cryptography. Silvio Macali himself has won many awards, one of them being a Turing Award winner, which is like a Nobel Peace Prize for mathematics and cryptography. He has achieved a lot in his lifetime. In 2017, he had scientists, the mathematicians, everything on board in terms of like creating a fantastic team to start a blockchain. Now, it took about 2 years worth of research, right? Then in June 2019 is when Silvio Macali actually launched Algorand. Now, let me tell you a bit about Algorand itself, the blockchain. It's a layer one blockchain, and what it does, it solves the trilemma. You know, what you heard about the Ethereum trilemma, scalability, security, and decentralization. That's what it tends to do. And that's with our pure proof of stake consensus mechanism. That's what we're known for. To give you a bit of a deep dive into our team, how it works is we have the foundation side, and then we have the Inc. side, the Algorand Inc., who are actually based in the US, and they look after more the tech side of things. The foundation helps with the ecosystem growth, the marketing, and so forth, and the community side. So that's what we do in terms of the team. We have communities. This is my forte, should I say. What does the communities do? Communities, I would say, is actually the bloodline of any project, regardless of however small or big it is. Even startups need communities, especially in the Web3 space. Now, with communities, we take this very seriously. I personally feel you have to get very intimate with the community in terms of actually understanding who your audience is, how you can support them, how you can bring them on board, and so forth. With our communities team, we are just over around 40 people, including our community champions, who are our ambassadors. So yeah, just over 40 people globally that help grow the community for the Algorand Foundation. Again, ecosystem for us, it's very important. How come? In terms of, let's just say, for example, you guys, you look at a project and you want to invest in a project. What do you look at? Do you look at the logo? Do you look at the name? No. What do you look at? Some people, I've actually heard myself, some people are like, yeah, because my friend told me to invest in this and I'm now investing in it, you know, and I've 90% down on my investment. But what do you need to look at when you look at a blockchain or a project or anything like that? You have to look at the project itself, the tech, you know, for example, a blockchain, the kind of products that are building on that, the ecosystem, the team, the marketing, all these things are very important when you're investing into something. This is not financial advice, by the way. So yeah, ecosystem super important to us, especially projects on our ecosystem who believed in Algorand to build on it. Hence, we tend to give a white glove service to our projects where we try and help them as much as possible in terms of support that they need. Maybe it's technical support, maybe it's marketing, maybe it's communities, wherever we can help. we try and help as much as possible. The Algorand Foundation's mission is to enable an inclusive, decentralized, and borderless global economy at scale, based on the Algorand blockchain technology. Now, what does that mean in basic terms? What that means is basically Algorand want the everyday person on the street to use blockchain in a seamless way, in a decentralized way. That's where you kind of bring in real world assets as well, real world utility, where maybe in 5 years' time, you guys are using the blockchain without even you knowing that you're using it in a seamless way. So, for example, how we use WhatsApp in today's day and age, or any other everyday app that we use. That's how you kind of where we want Algorand to be. That's the mission there. Going into the tech, as I said, it goes to resolve the trilemma with its scalability, security, and decentralization by using the pure proof of stake consensus mechanism. Some fun facts about Algorand and its tech. Since its inception in 2019, we've had no downtime. It's never been halted, the blockchain itself. No forking on the blockchain. Now, some might say, well, what does that really matter to us? No forking. What does that mean? How is that important to us or not? When there are real world utilities on a blockchain, and you want a blockchain to be of an enterprise level where it's used by masses, right? For example, on a blockchain, per minute, there's 10,000 transactions per second. You want every single transaction to be with finality, right? We want it to be processed. You want it to be a successful transaction every single time. You don't want to be using a blockchain where maybe you'll do a transaction and the transaction fails and it rolls back and you have to repeat that transaction. I wouldn't say that is a fantastic user experience. So that's what it means by no forking when they have that block height battle and so forth, and then the chain breaks off, and it's a bit more complicated, that's more technical, but that's basically what the concept of no forking is. Again, for a blockchain to be of an enterprise level, you want it to be fast, you want it to be super quick. So our transaction per second are 10,000 transactions per second that we're hitting, but we're hitting them in 3.3 seconds. So that's super quick when it comes to a blockchain, and that is instant finality. Again, with 10,000 TPS, some blockchains out there or some projects may say, we're hitting 50,000 TPS, we're hitting 80,000 TPS. Fair enough, they probably do. But we know with Algorand, regardless if it's gaming, NFTs, DeFi, whatever it is, we're achieving that regardless. Some may be stronger in other aspects, maybe just for payments. But we can confidently say we can hit that amount, regardless of any type of per transaction it is. Again, to be a scalable blockchain, you want low fees. A transaction on Algorand, if you guys have ever experienced it, it literally costs next to nothing. Very, very, very low transaction fees. In the industry, we're actually regarded as one of the most sustainable blockchains in the space. And we're carbon negative. The whole blockchain, I think it uses around 80 kilowatts of power, which is like charging a car. So it's fantastic to see, all these things, they amount to the credibility of Algorand. Are there any developers in here at all? Anyone developer focused? Yep, couple of hands up. Okay, cool. Just going to quickly run through this with you. So with Algorand, our CTO, John Allen Woods, when he actually came over from Cardano, he was a chief architect there. When he came over to Algorand, he kind of identified, it's slightly difficult to build on Algorand. Fantastic tech, fantastic team, everything's perfect, but it's slightly difficult to build on Algorand. So let me work on something. And what he basically did was, he started a project called AlgoKit on Algorand, where it's a lot easier to build, test, and deploy applications, okay? The beautiful thing is now, before on Algorand, you actually had to build on Algorand with PyTeal, the language. Now, one of the most known languages out there in the world is Python. And some breaking news is that it was during Token 2049 where John Allen Woods actually announced that you will be able to build on Algorand using real pure Python. And that, I think it's fantastic news because that will help us with outreach to a lot of developers worldwide. So hopefully that's what we're trying to achieve, is to make it known as possible to the developers out there. So real world assets on a blockchain. I'm going to have a little discussion here in terms of, like I said, we want an everyday person on the street to use blockchain. And how's that possible? I'm going to give you an example of TravelX. What are TravelX doing? They are revolutionizing the ticketing industry for airlines. And how are they doing this? So, I don't know, maybe perhaps some of you will remember how the ticket started many years ago, before 1980, how the paper ticket used to be, and then it went electronic, and now in this day and age, we're in this period here, right, where on the Ryanair app, you have that QR code and you go and scan it. I use it every single time. Now, what they're doing is basically, with TravelX, they have partnered up with an airline in Argentina called Flybondi. And I believe already over a million people have actually experienced this, where your PNR number of your ticket is connected to an NFT. Now, with that NFT, you can rename, resell your ticket, change the dates on it. That's all using the Algorand blockchain. So, as an airline company, and you have competition, so for example, you have Air Malta and you have Ryanair. Let's just say Air Malta giving you this option where you don't have to call up and have to pay £30-40 fee. Instead, what you can do, you can just go on to the NFT portal. You can actually just change the name on the ticket to someone else or resell the ticket, So it's a fantastic opportunity in this industry to actually, make waves. Hopefully we're very passionate about this, where it will actually make a fantastic change in terms of the other airline companies out there as well. But yeah, so far, fantastic traction. People are loving it. It's a really good initiative, and they're using the Algorand blockchain, so it's fantastic to see that the real world use case behind this. We also have another project called Lofty.ai. They are tokenizing real estate. About a month or so ago, they actually tokenized an Airbnb. Again, real world use case on the blockchain. In Italy, actually, we're actually working with the Bank of Italy as well. We're producing financial products for them, so insurance guarantees for some of the banks there and for insurance. Another one, Hisab Pay. It's an electronic payment system in Afghanistan. Again, you look on some of our transactions. So on Google, if you type in the Algorand metrics dashboard, you'll be able to see the amount of actually transactions we do on a weekly basis. I think at the moment we're hitting around 6 million. Simon, is that correct?
We do 25 million a month.
25. So our head of business intelligence, Simon, is here, and I'm just confirming with him, 25 million transactions a month that we do. That's quite a bit, I would say, especially in this day and age, especially with the current climate. Guys, I would just want to wrap up by saying it's been fantastic presenting here, but I would love to get to know you guys on an individual basis, regardless of if you're already in this space or you want to know more. This is what we're here for, to provide knowledge, awareness. So regardless, if you're already in the space or want to know more, you can connect with us. This is actually for Italy, the Twitter and Telegram, but I'm going to be around, so you can connect with me. Any questions that you have, I'll chat to you guys on an individual basis. And that's about it from me. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Waseem. Thank you so